Hey traders, this is Shogun Chart 247. I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. It's New York session. Today is the 24th of February 2026. I'm going to run through the pairs. We're looking for something to trade. We've just closed the Aussie card trade. You see that? Okay, so I I think we have a couple of nice setup. A lot actually. Going to look at the screen now so that we can find these pairs. We're not going to take the Aussie card because we've just finished with that. I will look at mainly the majors. Okay, I've already checked the pound. Let's look at the euro US dollar. uh okay, we're touching the invalidation. So euro dollar, where we so this is important. That's the invalidation point. It's very simple. One thing that we have to do as a trader, and I say this all the time, is when you have a system or you are trading a strategy, the first thing you have to keep at your eye on before you take any trade is, where am I going to be wrong? Okay. If you know where you're going to be wrong, your analysis becomes very simple. So with this trade coming down from here, the invalidation point from here to this point, the invalidation point is this point here, is this 2x. We've touched it once, and you guys know, for those that have been following my videos, I've mentioned the invalidation many times, the rule of invalidation, especially when you're trading the way we are trading. One break is allowed because that just means price is giving you a higher structure. But if they come and break it second time, you should not take that trade. So this is still valid. So we can draw our Fibonacci on the euro US dollar from the high to the low. Okay, price is giving us a discount because this is ready sell pair on the screen now. So your sell zone is here, invalidation in the sell zone. This pattern is showing up in the pound dollar as well. So let's see the pound dollar. Okay, you see that invalidation is there. This one hasn't been touched. If I have one choice between the euro and the pound, I'll take the pound because the invalidation has not been touched. We're coming into the zone now. This is sell ready. Price has given us a pullback low. The market state is bearish. Okay, this is showing 1 hour. This is the 5 minutes here. It's bearish. I've made this very small because I don't want it to take too much of the screen. Okay, that's that one. Let's check the ready pairs. I'm only interested in the ready pairs. So we look at the euro and the pound. Let's look at the bullish pairs. Pound seems to be having against the Aussie, against the New Zealand, against the CAD. That is saying something. Okay, let's check the pound Aussie. I don't know if I have that on the we can add it quickly. Okay, GBPUSD. I'm going to check this pair. That will give us a gauge. Okay, so it's giving us a pullback. There's the invalidation here. If the pound dollar is sold and if it may drag this down, but you can see we have a fresh rally high here. Invalidation point is there. This is good. This will be a good sell. Okay, and what I'm saying is very simple. This might sound complicated. If we break this invalidation once, you don't need to jump. Wait for the pullback. The second time they break this low that breaks the invalidation, that will be my entry. And look at that. There's a huge profit potential here. This is a simple analysis, because if we break this invalidation twice, the price has only one place that could stop it, and that is this point here. So you have all that gap all the way there. Okay, that's the way we look at it. So going back to the pound, the euro, time is 12 minutes past 1. A little bit bouncy price. That's normal. New York session open. We should expect this type of behavior. The ones that blew my screen away this morning are the yen pairs. Look at the Canadian. Boom. See that entry there? No invalidation. You can see we came below the 6, we came below just the 6. The 2 is all the way down here. Look at that. Boom. Now this is what I'm talking about. Okay, look at this. For this new wave structure, it could not give you completed wave structure. That's the invalidation breakdown. Second entry, that's your entry there. Your stop loss will be here. Okay, for sell, I'm not selling this because I would like another failure. This is the first failure. This is a very strong momentum. If they are going to sell, at least we will have 2 failures. Okay, and that second failure, if we have a new attempt to go higher and the price failed to, or the invalidation, they may even make a new high, and the invalidation like this, look at this is very good here. If we have another invalidation like that, the second one will be a good sell for me, because that will take you below the starting point here. Okay, okay, so I'm going to pause here. I've said enough. We need an entry to take these trades and then see what is going to happen. Okay, so we have an entry on the euro US dollar. Is the secondary entry. This is okay. I can take this trade. The risk will be the 2x here, just above the 2x, because we've come above it. I'll use the 2x as the stop loss. The pound as well, we're going to take the pound. Let me just set the trade up and take the euro first. Okay, euro US dollar. Let's pause. Okay, the trade is executed. You see that's the 2x here. That's the current valid stop loss. But because we've come above it, I'll just put it slightly there. As I said before, we can no longer allow price to come above here and still be looking to sell. Okay, that's the euro US dollar trade taking. The target will be, we have the T1 here, because let me just do this properly, because this is the downside already has been invalidated. I'm looking at another invalidation is taking place here. So this is a structure here. Okay, I know you guys may not be able to see this properly, but let me squeeze it again. That's a structure. That's a structure. There's a structure. Oops. There's a structure. And that one there. All those 1x at the beginning of the new wave. Okay, so they are major structures. And let's look at confluence with the Fibonacci. You can see there's an escape here. We have a slight, but this is not a good confluence. But this is more significant. You see that? We have 2 structures at the extension 1 here. So my target will be here. I can use the last structure there, that's 32 pips. That is more of a better risk to reward for me in the euro US dollar. Okay, where is I don't really actually need to do, I can do that later. My focus now is on the pound execution. Pound is slightly holding its own around this place. It's 24 minutes past 1 o'clock. Let me just check the MetaTrader. See that the pound is holding. Nothing has changed. The pound hasn't touched the invalidation. Pound, yep, sell condition. That's what we're checking. I'm just going to pause and let's see if we have an entry on the pound. As you guys know, I don't like to take more than 2 pairs in a go. We may have all this. I'll just analyze them visually, but I've picked the first one, which is the euro US dollar. I like to take the pound dollar as the same, so they are more similar. I can easily use those trade to validate, use the euro to validate the pound and so on. But we can see from what we've already seen here, pound is slightly stronger than the euro, but you can see here all the pound pairs are buy ready. It doesn't mean anything, okay? I've explained this in the pound Aussie. It may mean that there's more potential for selling opportunity. Here we go. Secondary signal is showing on the pound. Look at that. Okay, this one is already done its job. Looking at this one here, which is coming in. I'll wait for the close on the pound before. Let's just check. It's looking good. We can do the work on the pound here. So all the invalidation points here has been broken. We have a structure here that hasn't been broken. This one, then look back. You can see this is very similar to the euro. We have another one here. See that we have clusters. Look at that. Extension 161.8. This is take a mental picture of this and look at this. Okay, and this is how I like to use 2 pairs to validate each other. If this trade eventually go in our direction, we are likely to have profitable trade and come out at the same time. When everything lines up like this, that means there's a major currency that is pulling these pairs in the same direction, and that's the euro US. That's the US dollar. Okay, that's the common denominator between the pound and the US dollar. Pound dollar and the euro US dollar is the dollar that is giving us this level. When we think like that, you can make nice successful trades. I like to trade 1 pair at a time, but in this situation is you can do this because it's less work. I can have the chart side by side. It's less work for me because I'm seeing what is going on. The squeeze is behaving the same way. This one is stronger to the downside. Pound is slightly weaker as well, but maybe it will catch up later. But at least you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I'll take this trade when this candle closes, as long as the secondary entry is still valid. I actually need to enable the secondary entry on the trading view. The only reason I'm not doing that is because I like some of my chart to be clean. If I start to enable that as well, it's going to I'll have too many arrows on this chart. Okay, so the sell has been entered on the pound as well. Okay, we need to set the stop loss, validation point plus 1 pip. Target is very clear. Okay, we can keep an eye on this 61.8 here, which is strong confluence with that structure. But you can see this is a mess, this area here. I don't know what happened there, but you see the invalidation of that move has already been broken with 2 pains. That's this clear one here, broken with 1 pain. Okay, let's just do what we did with the euro. Then I can manually look at these trades, put it there. This target, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the entry on the euro US dollar and the pound US dollar. Okay, we have sell on the euro and the pound. What I'm going to do now is keep my mouth shut and monitor these trades as they develop. And if there's anything that I need to add, I'll start the video again. Okay, so pound is catching up with the euro. So the breakout has taken place. We've seen a red arrow. That's a confirmation that the pullback did not invalidate the trade, even though with this one we had a little bit of spike above the invalidation. Let's check the pound. Pound is still, see the difference is pound is slightly stronger than the euro, but that can change. Okay, but they are being dragged down by the US dollar. Like I explained before, I've spent 17 minutes on this video. I think this is good enough for entry example of how I take my trades. This is, I won't call this all the way educational, but I'm sure someone out there will learn something from what I've explained with this trade. The stop loss remain the same. Okay, I'm not going to change this. I'm going to keep an eye on these levels that we drew out. These are key structural levels. Okay, price going up, you draw the lows. Price coming down, you draw the highs. But not all the highs are structures, not all the lows are structures. Anyway, so if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. My name is Shagun Chat 247. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.